this week. Mike McDaniel met with the media this morning. Not too much stuff as far as news is concerned, but he did confirm that the Miami Dolphins have made an offer to Odell Beckham Jr. That apparently in the Dolphins' eyes, the meeting went well.
Yeah.
And that OBJ, the Dolphins are trying to bring him into the fold and add him to the team. Of course, I love this. I love the idea. We asked this last year when he was hobnobbing with the Ravens. And we asked, did Odell Beckham tickle your guys' fancy? And the majority of people said no. And I think that was a little bit with, the idea that, come on, we already have one of the best receiving duos in the league. What do we need Odell Beckham Jr.? But I think that the Dolphin fan now looks and says, man, we need to beef it up a little bit more. We need to beef it up a little bit more. And, I was sitting here and I was listening to Leroy last week, and we'll get into this tomorrow when he's here, of course. But one of the things that I think he's missing, Marcos, is, he's like, well, Odell Beckham's not going to be happy, with the certain amount of catches. First of all, he's getting up there. Odell Beckham, You want to be happy. You want to be in a good place. Who doesn't want to be down here to do, was that down here vacationing when, the Giants fans were going nuts about it. All right. So everybody loves being down here. We're definitely seeing that. I think Drew Rosenhaus told, was it Joe, I think last week, where he's like, a lot of my clients took less money to be here. They want to be here. Because if you're going to be somewhere, you're not going to make the money that maybe you once did. You want to be somewhere where you're happy. And I think you saw the Miami Dolphins. This is probably where the Stephen Ross, tie break of best facilities, best treatment of players, all that stuff. That's where that stuff comes in. You want to be somewhere where it's comfortable to play, where you want to enjoy your place of going to work. And the Dolphins aren't bums. So I think that you can look to yourself and say, we could do some things there. So why not? Why not make it happen? Shaq Barrett last week, he told our boy Gelby, he's like, I thought it was going to be Jets. And then all of a sudden I realized my quarterback is an idiot. And he's an ayahuasca. That wasn't the quote exactly, but it was something like that.
Oh, okay.
And so he realized, I should go to Miami because their quarterback doesn't do ayahuasca and run for vice president. So it is an interesting thing that the Dolphins have this flirtation going on with Odell. The big question, of course, is how much money are they going to be willing to pay him? And look, I'm not suggesting the Dolphins should break the bank on Odell Beckham Jr. But on the cheapskies,
what's a good price for you though? What's a good price point?
I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff. I don't know. Because last year he made $15 million, and I thought
which is completely overpaid.
Yeah, it's completely overpaid. It's way too much. And then you think about that coming off of, an injury, helping a team win a Super Bowl. All right. Odell Beckham Jr. is obviously going to get a big case, but you see that he's, not what he once was, but you're also very much adding him as the complementary piece, but also, with a lot of credentials, obviously. The guy has done a lot in his career and can be very dangerous. I don't worry about him being a headache because I just don't see that being the case down here. We haven't really had that in the Mike McDaniel era as of that you can really recall, where guys are sitting here and they're being actively disgruntled. So I love it. I love the idea that the Dolphins are trying to beef things up, but I'm not throwing 15 million at him. I don't even know if I'm throwing 10 million at him.
No, and we shouldn't, based off of what Cedric Wilson, who is essentially the person we're replacing with, this signing. Cedric Wilson, I know he was signed, right before the Tyreek thing, so it's not like he was signed to be a third receiver, which I think is fugazi. Of course, they had those conversations before signing him.
You don't know that.
Well, okay, whatever. I can't speculate. So therefore, look, based off of that salary and based off what you said, he does have credentials. So you can't just pay him what you'd pay a rookie third string wide receiver. Not to mention the fact that he does have that veteran. Everyone talks about how Zay Flowers outperformed him. Well, what else did Zay Flowers do in that championship game? Get a penalty because he was fighting with the cornerback. Fumble a ball because, sometimes those moments get too big. The moment will never get too big for OBJ. So I'll give him $7 million. That's what I was saying. And Leroy wanted to kill him.
$7 million.
That's all I wanted to give him.
Just a flat out $7 million, or he's got to earn $7 million. Like he could be up to $7 million.
I'll give him the $7 million. Just he's earned it. Also,
wow,
it's fun to have
hey, a guy. So you look at his Wikipedia, you're like, that guy deserves it. Look at what he's done. Look at what he's done.
How much does Jason Sanders make, dude? Give this guy $7 million is what
give him saying. Jason Sanders. No, the thing that I like about honestly, man, is I do think the Dolphins and I don't know what this was last year. I just felt like they became more so than even in his first year. They just became too Tyreek Hill centric, and I was all for the chase to 2K, and that was cool. But I do think the Dolphins have to be wary of. We got to keep Tyreek Hill fresh in this last quarter of the season. It's important. I mean, he very clearly broke down by the end because he took a lot of hits. They were delivering him the football a ton. And I just think that they have to be more conscious of, you know what, these games where we go and we smoke teams. All right, maybe we don't go to Tyreek Hill 9 times in that game. Maybe we have an Odell Beckham mix in there. When you're battling these tight spaces in the end zone, maybe we don't have him run the fade route, which never works except for that one time against the Chargers where it worked. So I just think diversifying the portfolio of the Dolphins is something that's got to be a big focus for them. And that's why you bring in a Jonnu Smith. That's why, the Dolphins are out there still probably even scouting weapons and seeing what they can bring in. When Mike McDaniel was at this Texas day, when he saw, Xavier Worthy, he's like, 40 records. How is he not tickled by that?
Yeah, for sure. Now, look, another thing you mentioned, he can be more of an off the field problem than some we've experienced already. What is he gonna do? Slap a Marino?
Yeah, no one's going to top Tyreek Hill as far as like off the field drama. There's no shot in hell, and he's not gonna say crazier things than Tyreek Hill is gonna say. And anyway, you're probably gonna look at Odell Beckham and be like, this guy's mature, which is kind of crazy for a guy who proposed to a field goal net.
Very true. And he's dating a Kardashian now, so she's always at the Inter Miami games. She wants to be in Miami too.
I thought they broke up. I thought that they broke up. I thought that was the word this week, that they're not together anymore.
Those crazy kids, I thought they were gonna make it.
I didn't.
No one did.
I actually didn't even know they were dating until I saw the headline that they broke up.
Damn. They were together for like a year.
Wasn't Kardashian with Reggie Bush when she was when he was on the Dolphins, and he had his best seasons with the Dolphins?
That's true.
Was he? But was she with him still? I don't remember. I don't remember if she was still around or not. I'm not positive.
That may be the Chris Humphries era. We need to go through our timeline of Kim Kardashian's.
We really don't.
No, I think we do. I think it's
Mike McDaniel also had some interesting things to say today about Tua, and of course, that remember there's this whole thing about the idea that the Dolphins were maybe heading into a reset. Well, he had some strong thoughts on that as well. We'll get into more things from the Miami Dolphins head coach as he spoke at the owners' meetings earlier today in Orlando. Take a break. Our Tua is next. Thank you, Jim Cantodi.
Wow. All right. That was pretty good.
Point for Tobin.
Javon Holland has weighed in on Twitter on the new tackling rule banning the hip drop tackle. He says, breaking news, tackling banned. That's about where I thought Javon Holland would be with that. I've seen I saw JJ Watt has weighed in. I think he is, let me get this exact tweet from him, Marcos, but JJ Watt is not happy about this either.
I can imagine all defenders are going to be upset with this for sure.
He says, just fast forward to the belts with the flags on them.
What
shocking. That's a JJ Watt's tweet about this.
What are some penalties or new stipulations that have been added to like affect the offense? I feel like every penalty that comes up is usually something restricting the defense from doing something.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can potentially think of that was even like thought of was that whole tush push situation. And last week they determined that they were just going to keep it legal.
They're not banning it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen anything offensively that they're going to do. They did just approve that you can get a third challenge by only having to get one of your first two right. So you can get a third challenge in pocket. You don't have to get both of them right. That you can get just one of them. So there you go. That is those with the challenge rules that they have going on right now. And apparently what?
I didn't even know that you can get, like, it makes sense if you get it right. You should. I guess I'm used to the NBA where they were like, before, prior to them changing the rules, you would get it right and still lose it. So
yes, you get one regardless. You got one regardless, which is why Eric Spoelstra never challenged. It's why he never challenged. And he still doesn't like to challenge because you can only get it if you get it right. And then like half the time on these NBA replays, I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. There was one yesterday where, and I didn't. They went to commercial on it, but apparently Terry Rozier got fouled at the end of the third quarter because Terry Rozier was going for a streak. He was going for 3 straight quarter buzzer beaters. Yeah, the first and second quarter hit the buzzer, and then he goes for the 3, and he's fouled very clearly. And so the I think the way it went was no call. Then the refs reviewed it. They called. Then the Cavs challenged it, and they overturned their own call that they reviewed to no call. So
like, who do you
I don't know. Now I will just say I don't know what the Cavs were doing. Like maybe hey, we're only down 45. Let's see if this sparks something. But JB Bickerstaff was probably just bored. He's just like, you know what? I need a win here. I need something. I need something to go on here. So there you go. Meanwhile, there was some more comments. Been going over some of the comments from Mike McDaniel today. As he spoke at the owners' meetings which are going on right now. So you're going to see a lot of rules changes, headlines coming out. The big news today, they've banned the hip drop tackle, which hurt Mark Andrews this year, has hurt certain players. The NFL Players Association, by the way, they did vote. They did not want this. They wanted this tackle to still be in play and still be allowed, and that's why you're getting the likes of Javon Holland coming out here and saying like, hey, what am I supposed to do here? Yeah, which is understandable.
What am I supposed to do? Honestly, especially when someone's bigger. I see Derrick Henry there. What do you expect me to do? I'm hanging on for dear life.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to hurt the guy.
I don't know. You can't lead with your head. You can't hit him high. You can't hit him low. I don't know. I'm not. It's a violent sport. I get that argument too. It's one of these things where you're trying all these things to make it safe, and then maybe something's going to end up being even more dangerous. Like you could get more head hits from this just because guys aren't going to go low. But then some players are like, well, I prefer head hits to ligament hits because I don't want my knee. I don't want to be out for the year. I'd rather be out for a couple of weeks with the concussion. It's look, they're throwing things out there. Maybe this is one of those where they're like, they'll do it for a year and they'll bring it back. Who knows? But, we saw this with the, not necessarily for an injury standpoint, we saw this with the pass interference. They tried a year where they made pass interference reviewable. It was a disaster. They got rid of it. So maybe that's the case of what they'll do here. But obviously, Javon and other defenders who are big hitters like him, they're going to be pretty pissed about it because it's even tough to even call it. Like it's even tough to call somebody like Javon Holland a big hitter because like who are the big hitters in the league these days? You don't really know them.
You're not allowed
to. You're not allowed to do that anymore. Which I think disappoints somebody like Javon and the impact that he's trying to make on the game. So
it'll lead to more broken hands. Just because more people are going to be like, the only thing I can do is punch out a ball. So you're going to try to punch out a ball, and you're going to hit someone's face mask. And, that's
I do like NFTF, though. I like NFTF. Like, I like it's an exciting play. So if you're going to tell me that's going to lead to more of that, I think I'm happy about that. No one's going to break their hand. I've never even heard of that. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Crazy things happen.
You're just making things up. Making injuries up willy-nilly.
You're fumble greedy. That's what it is. You want?
I'm not fumble greedy. I like fumble. Who doesn't like a dude? Is there anything more fun as a fan than being in your living room and just shouting ball?
Isn't that the best though?
It's the really best, dude. My favorite thing. Like we all like, and I'm shouting it to no one. I'll just hear like my son from the other room be like, okay, like, what? Yeah, I'm okay. Ball. It's so exciting.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, a fumble is the most exciting thing in football for sure.
What if there were just certain players that just had flags on them, but not all players? Like, what if just receivers had the flags on them, but running backs you could still tackle? Like something. What about a hybrid of something? Would that be exciting for Bill? Let me tell you something. Flag football, still fun.
Still fun, yeah.
It is fun.
That makes sense. I mean, I feel like obviously we'd be for that, seeing as we have the fastest wide receivers to ever play the game. Yeah. But I can understand where other people may be like, no.
You know what I want to let's ban cornerbacks getting able to maul our tiny receivers. Let's ban that. I don't like
no
that.
more jamming. Jamming is bad.
Jamming is for we need to do a study on banning jamming. Let's ban the jam, dude.
Ban the jam. Hashtag ban the
Ban
jam.
the jam. I hate that.
Dude. Yeah, I feel like certain music programs in schools think that we're talking about them. No, we're not. This is completely different. We're banning jamming in football. Ban the jam. Hashtag we're starting it here.
Mike McDaniel was asked about Tua's contract talks, and is saying that quote, with intentionality, I try and keep myself as head of coaching. He thinks he's so cute.
Why does he
contracts and contract negotiations, those things take time. I do expect Tua to be at OTAs only because, my working relationship with Tua. And for 2 years, I've watched Tua gain unbelievable residuals towards the season in that process. It's part of the reason Tua is who he is, because he's always learning, never staying the same, and always working on his craft. And I know, the one thing that he likes to do now in his life besides being a kick-ass dad, is play football with his teammates. So that's what I expect. I don't put too much thought beyond that. So I would agree. I'm going to tell you something right now. I would be stunned if Tua skipped voluntary workouts. Yeah. First of all, you're not getting hit. I mean, like, if you want to talk about the dumbest position to hold out on, it's quarterback. You're not doing it. You can't get touched. They'll kill you. You get touched. I mean, like, you want to, see a coach get furious, like touch somebody in a red jersey during even training camp. I would find it crazy that Tua would hold out on Mike McDaniel. No way. There's no shot that that's going to happen.
Yeah, which is why you shouldn't pay him.
What?
Which is why you don't pay him.
What do you mean?
We know the game, dude. Good guys finish last. If you're not holding out, if you're not causing a rift, you're not going to get paid. Therefore, I mean, he's not going to come on.
Hold on. So you're claiming that the Dolphins can bully Tua because he's not going to do anything on him because they got the jump on him as far as feelings are concerned?
You got me right, buddy. That's exactly what I'm saying. He's too nice. He loves playing football. He loves Ryan McDaniel. He's going to show up anyway, dude. We got you. Just keep hitting him with the "we got you."
So, like, they're gonna hold like the Odyssey points, like they just keep like so they'll hit him with some Dolphins bucks.
Yeah, exactly. A couple Dolphins bucks, maybe. Christmas in July, they'll do that just to be like, hey, let's we can do a gift exchange. Christmas in July, it's perfect. Easy.
It's for me, I would just be surprised, like you said, because of his relationship with the coach, though. Like, if you told me, Javon Holland were to hold out, or what, I'd be like, all right, I could kind of see it. But Tua, I don't know. I would be pretty shocked just because he is got that leadership position with the team. I just think it's kind of a gnarly look. He's not that much, he's still looked at as, people are wondering about him. I don't think he's going to hang the coach out to dry like that. I would be stunned if he did something like that. But if he did, like Tua making a stink would be an interesting one. Like, that would be a different character that we have not seen. Just disgruntled Tua, because even when the team was actively like thinking about trading him back when Brian Flores was the coach, I mean, like, this guy showed up to the podium. He was sad, but he wasn't disgruntled. He wasn't sitting there pouting. He was just like, I don't not feel wanted. He was trying, bucking it up and answering the questions. It's honestly why I gained a ton of respect for Tua, because he was actively trying to get sabotaged by his head coach. They weren't answering any questions. They were being chickens about it. And he stood up there every single week answering questions about whether the team wanted him, whether he has belief in himself. Does he think he's any good anymore? And so I root for that guy. It's tough for me not it's tough for me not to shake that stuff. And as Patrick says, Penix at 21 if he's available. This was thrown out this week by Joel Klott from, is that how I say his last name? Klott?
I believe so.
Okay. This dude is full of Klott because he's Klott chasing. This was a ridiculous take by this dumb. Yeah. Do you understand all the needs this Dolphins team could do at 21? Like, Jim Harbaugh was making this point this week because he has Justin Herbert. He's happy with his quarterback as Chargers quarterback, who has a worse record than Tua, by the way. All Chargers quarterbacks, all Chargers fans seem to be happy with their quarterback. Even that plant they had on Sunday Night Football that one week, that lady. Dolphins, if they were, if you want to go late pick, a little project, okay, fine. I'm telling you right now, dude, if the Dolphins took a quarterback at 21, I would be like beside myself with how stupid that is. With all of the needs, you know what? And you can sit here and you could throw Jordan Love in my face. You could be like, well, I mean, the same thing happened with Jordan Love. Yeah, but you want to know what it also did? It pissed off Aaron Rodgers, and then he became a Jet eventually. So how can we sit here, Marcos, with all the needs this team could do, bolster in the offensive line, fix a replacement for Christian Wilkins, hell, get some more weapons. It's Mike McDaniel's first round pick, and you want to use him on the fifth, maybe sixth best quarterback in the draft? That is so stupid, so dumb. I can't even wrap my mind around it.
But he runs a 4.5.
I don't care.
Mobile.
Dude.
He's
there's going to be such a run on quarterbacks. Like, they're going to take, like they're saying, maybe 5 quarterbacks in the top 6 picks. All right, something crazy. Jim Harbaugh was like, we got the 5th pick. There's going to be 4 quarterbacks. It's basically like we got the number 1 pick, which is kind of something that sounds like I would say. But he's right. There's going to be so much talent getting pushed down in this draft because of how many QBs are going to get taken. And you're going to sit here and you're going to reach for somebody at 21? What?
Save you a lot of money, though, dude.
No, it can't.
Yeah, in the future.
In the future?
Yeah,
but now?
We don't got to pay Tua. This guy can ride out a rookie contract.
He better be better than Tua now.
Well,
which he's not.
A little project.
And then this guy's like, oh, yeah. And by the way, this Penix, like, he's better for Mike McDaniel's system than Tua is. What kind of thing is that to say?
Whoa.
He's like, you ever see those receivers in Washington? You ever see him go back for the football? Dude, I've never seen anybody like this team of people bitching and whining about how many bombs there have been to Tyreek Hill, but he doesn't catch him in stride. Who cares? He's 40 yards behind everybody. How many times have you seen Tyreek Hill still get caught? I've never seen it. Well, that wasn't in stride. He came back. What are you talking? Well, you ever see the Washington receivers not catching stride? Are they faster than Tyreek Hill?
No, they're not.
This is crazy to Michael Penix. Good. Look, he might be a good quarterback. I'm not denying. I don't want to sit here and poo-poo the career that Michael Penix Jr. might have. Maybe he'll be awesome. Maybe he will be. But I'm going to tell you something right now. With a Dolphins team that needs some linemen, needs a new Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
Maybe a tight end. Maybe linebacker. Maybe some more DB help. Who knows? They have so many places they could go. I'd be thrilled with. Quarterback is where you want to go. Are you crazy? This is so. Take it in the 3rd round. Take a flyer on somebody. Fine.
I don't know if we have a
21. You want to take a quarterback?
Yeah.
Look at your face. Look at him. I mean, you're into Michael Penix Jr.
He runs a 4.5, dude. He's mobile.
Dude, he's like coming off like two knee injuries.
Still
back, understood.
Well, okay. Would you rather have Mike White? You know, Tua had 1 complete season. Chances he's going to do that 2 times in a row? Come on.
I'm all for the Dolphins bolstering their backup quarterback. Fine. Not at 21. Not at 21, man.
Well, I mean, but then if not, when? It's not like we have a full plethora of picks. We have like 1st and 2nd round. And
You're right. So you're right. And this is why I find the problem. You don't have a full plethora of picks, and you want to waste one on someone who's definitely not going to play?
I don't know if I'd call it a waste. You know, it's not
waste of a pick. You need to nail these picks, dude. You need to nail. I can't have any Cam Smiths this year. Okay. Anybody that's in the first couple days, that mother bleeper better play. And you're sitting, this guy's a better fit for Mike McDaniel. Oh, okay. A rookie's going to walk in. He's going to be a better fit than Tua, who led the league in passing. All right.
You know? Just adds a whole other element.
There's just no talking to the people who are if you're rats off a ship on Tua, you'll take any crazy idea. Doesn't matter. You would have been like, Russell Wilson, do you know how much you must suck to have that much money go away? And there were Dolphins who were like, Russell Wilson?
Well,
The guy's running workouts on a polo field right now. And the Dolphin fan was like, I'm gonna use that in mobile.
look good. Look good, dude. You gotta admit, he look good.
Why does he work out on a field like that?
That is very, very highly manicured grass. I like it. It's good.
He looked like he should have been playing croquet. Is it croquet or croquet?
I think it's croqueta, if you ask me.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a good sport. Take a break. We'll mix things up coming up next.